So as the program manager, I say I'm the servant leader because I may vacuum floors, I may run for coffee, but I also get to meet with public officials. I get to go to Tallahassee and do some advocacy, not only for our program, but for our students and for our counties. It's been just such a learning experience to be able to go in and really see how, from the state to the county, to the districts, into the individual schools, how they're all working so hard to provide a really cohesive education for these kids. They want these topics covered, and you know, in today's political climate, it can be tough. And so making sure that everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing in a way that most benefits the students and the kids, because there's so much misinformation out there. And when social media is your main form of information gathering, which unfortunately for students, that seems to be common. Well, I heard it on TikTok, isn't that true? We're able to come in with primary prevention with an evidence-based program that literally is statistics and facts. And they counter a lot of what, unfortunately, the kids are just bombarded with through social media. So I personally have a daughter that went through the Equipping Youth program. She is a senior this year. She went through in her freshman year. One of my favorite things that we do is give them a choices card in the end, and they get to choose whether they take it or not. Or the card says, I choose to make better choices for the betterment of my future, for my life. And this is something they're doing for themselves. This isn't, we want you to do this. It's them choosing to do that. And that's empowering to them. The reason we call it Equipping Youth is because we're not always going to be there. As a mother, I know I'm not always there. Teachers aren't always there. There are going to be times when they're going to have to make choices. And our goal is to equip them with the right information that's going to enable them to make great choices, to flourish for their future. And so I can happily say that my daughter, who is now a senior, has that card tacked on her bedroom wall so that she can see it as a reminder for herself. That's not for me, that's not for her teachers, that's not for anyone else, that's for her. And empowering them and enabling them to be able to realize that they can make those good choices, that's huge. That's going to change the trajectory of their lives. It really does. It just allows them to care about themselves, to give them hope. And these kids need that. They need the hope. They need to build self-confidence. So often, some of the comments are, I didn't realize that I was in a toxic relationship. I didn't realize that those were red flags in a relationship. I didn't know I wasn't safe. And that's just such a common theme. So there are things that need to be reinforced. And so many of the kids say, do you teach this to parents? Do you teach this stuff to adults? And that just breaks my heart, but it also gives me hope because they're able to go home and perhaps influence what's going on in their home. By donating to E3, you're enabling us to continue to build these youth up and allow them to feel empowered and equip them and to just flourish because they are our future. They need this. We have fun, interactive lessons where these kids are almost peer-led in so many ways because we want their feedback. We want them to be plugged in. We're not standing up in front of these kids lecturing. We want them to be active in this and to understand, and it really has been effective.